Well, everything was just going swimmingly here with our CCP config. It's really hard not to say CCNP there. With our CCP config with the ACLs until we tried to remove the ACL from the interface without actually going out to the command line. So we'll just click cancel there and we'll just start looking around a bit. Let's go up to ACL summary, and not much has changed there from the last video except ACL 1, and we knew that part because we just wrote the 1. So let's see, we got router options here, but interface management sounds like a good place to start. And actually, this is where you have to do it. Go under interface management and then interface and connections. And we're not creating a connection, but we are editing one. And you can see here, here's fast Ethernet 00. We've got it highlighted there. And let's go to edit, because you can see down right here, and giving it the word example, kind of blends in a little bit. But access rule inbound example. And let's go to edit. And here you go. There's all kinds of good information here. We'll look around in here a little bit. Here's your IP address, your method, whether it's static or dynamic. Here's your subnet mask. I like the way they let you put it in one of two ways. Your dynamic DNS method, and we're not using one of those. Let's go to NAT. We're going to work with that later, I believe. Some general information. Do you want to enable or disable these properties on the interface? A couple of these you're familiar with, certainly with proxy ARP and IP redirects. Application service, it's QoS and NetFlow stuff. We're not worried about that right now. But association, we are. And here's where you get rid of it. You can associate and disassociate a rule with the interface here. And there it is. And what I would recommend you do is just click right there, and you can either select an ACL that exists already, or you can create a new one. Let's pick that one and see what we get. And the add a rule button, or excuse me, window comes right up like we'd expect. And what we're going to do instead is clear the rule association, and there it goes. So our work not quite yet done. We click OK, and then it's going to come out here, and there's the no IP access group example in command. We'll save that to the running config and deliver it. And that really shouldn't take long. Of course, the save is actually what's taking the extra time there. At least this way you finally get to see what it looks like when it goes back and forth, because all the other things we've delivered so quickly, you didn't get to see the status bar go back and forth. Not that you were missing a whole lot, I admit. So let's go back to ACL summary, and if we now wanted to delete that list, which is still here, of course, we just took it off the interface, you just click delete, and this time it's going to give you a confirm instead of telling you that you can't do that. And then you've got your one command, no IP access list extended example. We'll save that, and that's all there is to it. So that gives you a really great tour of CCP as far as ACLs go too. And we did just about, or actually everything you could do with it as far as creating it, deleting it, editing it, moving the lines around. It's very intuitive. So if you have to do it on the exam or in production network your first time, it's not going to be that difficult. And you'll really find that once you, if you have to move some lines around, doing it in CCP is much easier than any other method. Just remember that if you want to remove it from the interface in CCP, you've got to go to interface management and do it there. You can't just do it from the ACL section. That concludes this particular part of the video. Let's go talk about something else to do with access lists.